All right, there we go. We are back. It's episode 2, the Attack of the Groans. Microwave this podcast.
Being in your mid-30s sucks. I can only imagine what it must be for you, Chris.
Oh, leave Chris alone.
I've
We barely
been
started
dead for a month and a half. So
we barely started. You're attacking Chris already.
yeah,
Attack of the Chris.
So yeah, I'm Ben,
yeah, I'm Chris.
And I'm Matt.
and yeah, it's been a weird couple of months. I mean, I think December is crazy for everyone, but Chris has been
In and out of the hospital, and
yeah.
just near death a couple times.
Chris caught
Not
the,
literally,
He caught the
yeah.
AIDS. It's fine.
Yeah,
He's just chock full of AIDS.
I beat it though. I'm
It's
a
not.
fighter.
It's not an aid. It's all of the. And,
Yeah.
But no, we're back, and we're gonna resume making people uncomfortable, including each other, playing games and talking about fucked up shit. It's gonna be fun.
And you honestly want nothing to do with us.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
say it every time, or at least I do. I don't know.
your mom warned us, or warned you about us. I'm the kid with the floppy pants and the earrings, and Chris is the guy who listens to the weird music, and Matt's the guy who plays the weird music.
Yep.
I'm just the dude who listened to them. So yeah, we're resuming. Hopefully we can nail down some regularity for this and do it a little more often and yeah, be a little more regularly scheduled. And I'm gonna knock out just a couple of quick things as far as just shit that I feel like I want to say to the listeners. I wanted to thank a couple of fans, one of which may actually be a guest spot at some point. Lindsay, big ups to Lindsay. He just is a huge fan of what we do and wants to be a part of it, and I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's been on my ass for the past month too to get back at it.
First of all,
So-
it's amazing that we have fans to begin with. Holy shit.
One of Oscar's buddies, I think it's the guitarist in his band, Carlos. On his birthday, I saw him and Oscar at the bar, and I was like, "Happy birthday, Carlos!" And Oscar walked up, and Carlos turned to Oscar, and he said, "Have you listened to his podcast?" And Oscar was like, "No, I haven't got around to it yet." And he was like, "It's amazing." So this dude, I mean, I barely know Carlos. He seems like a good dude, but he's definitely just plugging the podcast.
That's awesome.
So big ups to
Which-
Lindsay.
have you
and
heard their
Carlos.
band?
Yeah, a little bit.
Dude, they're
They're pretty fucking good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the band name?
It's something.
yeah,
It's kind of weird.
Hang on, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
While you're doing that, I am gonna say, from time to time,
Sorry, guys.
you're gonna hear me refer to Matt as Bernie, and I realize I've been doing that for like the first 2 episodes. I just say Bernie a lot. I'm referring to Matt, and it's just a play on his last name. So I realize that might have been confusing and weird.
Yeah, there's not a fourth person.
There's no one named Bernie here.
Their band name is Bergenline.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's-
Yeah. I've seen them. They played in town somewhere. I
Yeah,
forgot
they
where.
played at Go Burrito.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was when I saw them, and they had a few in them, but they still
Oh yeah,
killed
still
it.
did it.
Like,
Yeah. No, they're great guys. Oscar especially, and yeah, like Carlos is apparently a big fan of the podcast. And I'm gonna plug Twitter real quick. We are on Twitter. Twitter.com.
Have you heard of this thing?
the tweeter.
It's called website.
It's Donald Trump's personal website.
And but yeah, on Twitter,
Kids, I'm going to post some twits real quick. I'll be right back.
at microwave_this. If you want to just say hello or suggest topics of discussion or ask questions for us to answer in the podcast, just hit us up.
Quest.
The Pod Quest.
We're not
That's
playing
my
a
other
video
thing.
game,
That's
dude.
we just the pod quacks. So yeah.
Damn, we should just change our name.
So yeah, at microwave_this, and just if you see, you'll know because it's the profile picture is Matt's retarded cat.
Oh, I miss her.
That was a good cat.
Yeah.
She left. She had bigger things.
Yeah.
She was an ambitious
She
cat.
left us. She got out and just never came back. And I think that says something about me.
Oh no, it may not necessarily be you. I think it's that she hates the Pomeranian that lives at your house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She was just like,
Chuck.
I
don't know. They
Chuck.
they got along pretty well though. Like
Well, I was just
they would
speaking.
hash it out. Don't get me wrong, because the Pomeranian is the same size as the goddamn cat,
The cat is much more
and the
spry.
cat would own his ass every single time. It was amazing.
It's a cat.
Yeah.
So hit us up on Twitter. Big thanks to the fans, and yes, if you hear me call someone Bernie, I'm talking about Matt.
Hey. That's me.
So I wanted to just very briefly touch on the fact that because again we're always going to talk about video games, movies, music. I got a Switch recently, and I remember mentioning like on the last episode that I wanted a fucking Nintendo.
Yeah.
And my God,
So you made the Switch?
Oh yeah, no, the PS4 still reigns supreme because I can't play Bloodborne on Nintendo. But I, going back to like kind of something we talked about in the last episode, Nintendo, their IPs are just the best. Like everyone but me, of course, likes Mario. You got Metroid, you got fucking Zelda, and it's just so nice having that thing. Like you could just pull it out the backpack and just enjoy the fuck out of some very classic, good gaming material, and they support a lot of indie titles, which I really appreciate.
It looks a lot of fun because you were at my house a couple weeks ago and you were playing Blaster Master.
Oh yeah,
And
I just beat that today,
Nice.
and it's very true to the original Blaster Master kind of aesthetic, and there's a couple of like levels where the same music plays and stuff, which kind of like 5-year-old Ben is just very excited about.
So do they have like I know they have a store just like the PS store, but there's a lot of older titles that they've remastered for it, or
well, not exactly. Like the Blaster Master that I've been playing is a new game that's made to look like the old one, like the original NES with just tighter graphics. And,
and it's like a remaster version.
but they do have like an online service that I think is like, I swear to God, it's like $20 a year.
Oh, wow.
And you get access to like a huge library of like original not SNES, NES titles. Like I know they just
$20 a year is a fucking deal,
I
man.
swear to God, it's
Because the one on
cheap.
PS4 is like, I think it's like $100 now. It was on
Yeah,
sale
for like
a while
12
back.
months.
So what you're saying is it's better than Sega Channel.
Oh, yeah, Sega TV. No, it's really cool, and I just like, it's been on my mind for like a month because I bought it about a month ago, and it is just a lot of fucking fun. Like I've got Skyrim, and it's just, of course Skyrim's cool, but I've also got like Kirby, and I just got Mega Man 11, which is just really fucking cool. And Nintendo wins the prize for just being like, hey, I know that they have like 4K 60 frames per second bullshit. That's nice. It is. But at the same time, there's really no reason not to have like the Binding of Isaac in your pocket, essentially.
Well, this system is extremely innovative.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
It's crazy. I remember like a year or so ago, like you showed me
like the trailer.
for it,
Yeah.
and holy shit.
I remember my brother, he and I watched the trailer for it together, and he posted it on like Facebook, and his caption just said, "Nintendo reportedly no longer fucking around." And I was like, yeah, they fucking, they fucking pulled it out, man. So
but they probably won't have another console for another 5 to 10 years. So.
Oh yeah, no, but like people, especially after, because the Wii U did not sell very well at all, and people were like, they're done. No, Nintendo will survive. They'll make it, man.
Yeah.
That fucking Pokemon game, Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, they'll sell enough systems just with that title to push them through. Nintendo's going to survive, especially in Japan. Like, we think about it in the Western market as just being like, oh, well, that's like kid shit, and it's not going to, who fucking cares? No, in Japan, they'll fucking make all the money they need to keep bringing this to the West. So, thank you to Nintendo for just keeping the dream alive, because... And I also, one thing I notice is they don't spend time sucking like Call of Duty's dick and fucking fondling Battlefield's balls, because it's like their IPs are good enough to carry them.
Yeah.
They're not.
And honestly, like, you can just pick up your Xbox 360 or PS3 and play those old titles, and it's the same game.
Yeah. And
well,
for the most part, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that with Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 because...
Well, mainly with Call of Duty because, just...
Yeah, those are
you got... It's the same gameplay. You get the same assholes that you're playing with online.
It's just minor
fucking
tweaks.
Cheat.
I feel like the kids who played a lot of Halo just moved to Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
the same 30-year-old bastard living in his mom's basement, that is level whatever.
Yeah.
That has like some sort of mod.
Yeah.
Like I was playing one time.
Well, yeah, most of those guys are PC players, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was playing on my 360 one time. It was like Modern Warfare 3, and out of nowhere, like I just died.
Yeah.
And I watched the kill cam, and this dude like walked right up to my face, stood there because he had some sort of invisibility factor going on that's not in the game that he somehow modded, and just boom. And after that, I was like, dude, I'm done with this. I'm not. This is not fun.
Yeah. The only way that I mean, like seriously, the only time that I even play Battlefield 5 now is if Tyler's online or his brother, and then we have our own little squad.
Yeah,
and I mean I'm the shittiest player ever. I mean, like seriously, I'll end up like maybe 4 or 5 kills and like 25, 28 deaths. But it's what I do. I mean, like I don't really like go out trying to kill people. I'm more of a medic or a supply.
Like a support character.
Yeah, support. Yeah, I mean, that's normally what I play.
That's generally what I like to do when I play like team-based competitive shit, but it's so rare that I actually play that kind of game now.
Yeah.
I had to put down the whole online
first-person
shooter because I would just get too angry. Like,
yeah. Well, no, I've thrown the controller quite a few times.
Yeah. And I don't have time for that shit.
Well, like I use the PlayStation for like that's my modern gaming. And I don't generally buy into like competitive online gaming. I like cooperative stuff. Like I like to play like Dark Souls and Bloodborne with a friend.
Yeah,
and, like, help each other through the story and whatnot. And then the Switch really is just a very pleasant like revisiting to like couch co-op and like very basic not even like basic but just the very pure roots of like video gaming. especially with a lot of the indie titles, it's just like, okay, it's fine to just have like a 2D exploration game that you can sit down and zone out with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, a lot of these dudes that are playing Call of Duty constantly and are just like the GOAT, at it.
Yeah.
It's like, we get it. You're
really
amazing,
good.
but
Yeah.
you're still 300 pounds overweight, living in your mom's basement, have no friends, and can't get laid.
Yeah, like
Congratulations.
Now they all have like YouTube channels that are making fucking money doing this
Yeah.
shit.
it
So
just makes me. It just
Twitch channels and fucking. I mean, I don't understand a lot of that. I mean, I'll watch Ben play because
Right.
we'll sit
He's
there
your
and have a
friend and you're-
conversation.
yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's not like ooh, yeah, I just killed you, motherfucker. And I'm like, yeah, I don't need your commentary. I saw it, I'm like,
Where
you're not
are-
saying anything witty. You're not saying anything funny.
Where are
And these people
we-
have like million subscribers. I mean, like, I
Yeah,
don't
where
get
are
it.
we as a civilization to where people are just watching people play video games
Or
on
watching,
YouTube?
or even worse than that, fucking watching people watch videos.
Oh, yeah, the reaction
Fucking
videos.
reaction videos are the worst, but that's another topic.
Yeah,
God,
we can
Some
dig
reaction
into
videos are fine. Like if you're watching like someone listen to a band that you've listened to for the first time and you want
Well,
their
yeah,
honest
you're
reaction, like
talking-
that's different.
well, who are the two guys that essentially started it?
Lost in Vegas.
Yeah, Lost in
Yeah,
Vegas.
Lost in
I love
Vegas.
those
Okay.
guys. Those guys kick ass.
Yeah, they're actually legit. They think out their process. It's like it's not just a stupid fucking.
It's not just a dude watching a trailer.
yeah, or
No,
what
like they're
or
they're
listen
a
to
actually,
dude
30
watching.
seconds of a
First
song.
time you seen Exorcist and somebody jumps back, and I'm like, yeah, come on now. I mean, like,
Of course.
but these are all like kids watching this shit, and it's
Yeah.
it's where YouTube's making their money.
Or how about this whole wave of parents putting their kids on YouTube and having them play with toys and review toys?
yeah,
Oh,
well,
fuck that
And
shit.
so you have this whole generation of kids that are watching this garbage.
Just play with
That's-
Play-Doh.
I hate it, but it's fucking
dude, just
brilliant,
watch-
man. I mean, it's like these
At this
people.
point,
No,
it's
the fact that
watch
they're getting
fucking
away with
Teletubbies
this-
for Christ's
yeah,
sake.
no, it's like they're capitalists. I guess I'm not. I mean, like there's this one lady who buys dollar store shit. I mean, like this
no.
fake Chinese crap, and I mean, like she just opens up the packages and just sits there and makes silly little noise, voices and stuff, and kids watch it.
That's upsetting.
I don't.
Speaking
Now,
of,
I did
Hopefully, we'll get monetized.
I did watch Doritos hit us up.
Yeah. Well, we know it's not going to be anybody in
I
Nashville.
did watch a Lost in Vegas. I did watch a Lost in Vegas that my brother Justin sent me a link to of they went to a Mastodon concert
oh wow,
and I dug that. That
hell
was
yeah!
that was a pretty good video. I've never seen any of their other stuff. He just sent me a link to that and was like,
Well,
watch this.
I've been watching them frequently for
Well,
the last year or so.
You can tell they're not fake.
yeah,
it's
no,
like
they're very genuine.
there
Yeah.
was one guy calling out. I forget the guy's name, but he did a whole video about these people like doing their reaction to Bohemian Rhapsody, like they've never heard the fucking song.
Yeah,
And I'm like, no bullshit. The song-
everyone's heard Bohemian Rhapsody.
I mean-
or at least in
Wayne's World
in
fucking
parts,
put it
you know?
all over the map again. I mean, it was in the on the
I'm
map
sure there
in
are
the
some people
70s.
that's the only exposure to Bohemian
Queen.
Rhapsody. Yeah.
But everybody's heard the fucking
Oh,
song. I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
most downloaded song or most streamed song in the world.
Yeah.
I think it's the most on Spotify. And
That
So-
doesn't surprise me at all. Like,
yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, it's these people that are just faking this shit for fucking hits, man. I wish YouTube had, employees to just go through and fucking kill his fucking his fucking channel, man.
I've had enough of fucking PewDiePie. Eat a dick.
Oh yeah, dude. No.
Speaking of Queen, I'm waiting for Queen to fire Adam Lambert in favor of
The other guy.
Ghost
yeah.
Freddie Mercury,
Yeah. That guy's.
hologram Freddie Mercury. Like,
Oh no, have you seen that one guy that even looks like Freddie Mercury? He's got the
Oh, damn.
overbite and he sings exactly like him.
Damn.
It's fucking
Damn,
scary. Yeah, I was like, people were like, why hasn't he been hired? But I can see why he hasn't been hired because they don't want anybody to be Freddie Mercury. I don't think.
Well, yeah, of course. That would be like
It would be like a cheap
reopening
Vegas,
old
you know,
wounds and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah,
It's like,
well,
hey,
that
you
was a
look-
tangent.
Oh, yeah. No.
Hey, you look like my dead best friend. You should be in my band.
Yeah. And then I'm going to cry myself to sleep every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it always ends in a tangent. I am going to offer, if you guys don't mind, a quick anecdote before we get into. I've got a real meaty topic that I want. That too, but I mean, you know, I don't like to brag. I mean, I do, but you know,
It's meaty.
no one's here is going to put their mouth on me. So,
But wait, there's more.
so the other night when I was shutting down the restaurant, I noticed a dude standing at the door, and I thought, this is weird, and it's me and one other guy, and I feel like I looked up and I was like, this dude's like trying to open the door, and it's not like, you know, you walk up to a restaurant door and it's kind of late, and you try to open it and you go, oh, they're closed, and you go, well, fuck, and you go away. You're like, oh, well, I guess I'm having Taco Bell.
Those are my favorite. Like the people that'll walk up and like jiggle on the doors, like,
Yeah.
and they'll look in, and they'll like peer in. Like, are you open still?
No, the door is
No,
locked.
motherfucker. The sign's off, the lights are out,
Yeah.
the door's closed and locked.
If the door is
Try it
locked,
one more time.
Oh,
Try the
no,
door
I
one
mean,
more time
and-
and see if it works for you.
Yeah, and they continue to sit there at the door and like talk to you. Like, then you gotta fucking go up and say, "Look, we're closed."
yeah, this motherfucker is zombified. He's just, it's like, it's a very, it was like, not like zombie speed, like 28 days later, just like very like Dawn of the Dead, just like clack, clack. Like,
Awesome.
why is it this door opening? And I was like, I'm tired of this. So I go and I unlock the door, and I made sure I kept my hand on the bar that runs horizontally across the door.
Yeah.
And I opened the door and I said, hey, man, we're closed. And I immediately realized that this kid is high out of his fucking skull.
Pills or
No, it looked
yeah,
it looked like
out.
kind of an opioid
Yeah,
sort of thing. And yeah, I just opened the door and I was like, hey, man, we're closed. He goes, yeah. And he's not even looking me in the eye. Yeah. Then you got to go, dude. And then it was this weird. It was this weird thing because it was like I'm trying really hard.
Wait, did he tell you that you had to go since you were closed?
No,
Or
I
you said that to
I
him?
said
Okay.
we're
Oh, that would've been
closed.
hilarious. No, dude, we're closed.
Oh, you gotta get out of here, man.
Oh, you can't come in. Wait,
No, dude, that's my fucking line. Get out of here.
You're the one standing out there in the cold. And this kid, he even had, you could tell he got high before he left work because he had an apron on under his hoodie.
yeah,
Oh,
he was
shit.
So he
probably
didn't even
high at
take-
the restaurant.
Yeah, he didn't take his apron off before he put his hoodie on and walked out of the building.
Yeesh.
So I opened the door.
So don't eat there. No, we don't know where it was.
I mean, I do, but I'm not naming names.
Yeah.
Was it Emma's? Please tell me it was Emma's.
No, we're
They're
not
closed, it's
we're-
fine.
uh,
They're
we're
shut
not.
down.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I never ate there, so I don't know.
Neither did I.
Either way, I open the door. I tell this kid we're closed, and he goes, "Yeah," and I was like, "Well, you have to go." And then he says, "Carver," and I said, "What?" And he was like, "Carver," and I was like, "Who's that?" And he looked at me very confused, and he just said, 102. And I said, "What?" And he was like, 102. And I said, "That means nothing to me." And he was like, "Carver." And I was like, "Who's Carver? Like, are you Carver? Is there supposed to be someone here named Carver?" And again, he just kind of fucking squinted at me. And he said, 102. And I said, 102 what? 102 what? What does that mean?
102 jams?
What do you say? Yeah. Oh, you want a T-shirt, bro? You fucking figured it out.
Was he reading like bumper stickers out
Dude,
front or
no,
something?
I just, like,
because I see a lot of 102 Jams bumper
He-
stickers.
he
so.
kind of, for like a very brief second, like he didn't move forward. There was no aggression, but he kind of like, I guess he was like, I'm supposed to be here, and I don't understand what's going on. And he kind of tried to push the door open a little bit, and I just pulled it closed more. And I said, if you don't get out of here, we're going to fucking call the cops. And I pulled the door shut and fucking locked it, and he still just stood there. So at a certain point, like 2 or 3 minutes later, I just turned to the door and just went, I'm doing like the cut your throat motion. And I just said, we're closed. Fuck off. And the guy working with me was like, should we call the cops? So I was like, I'm going to give him one more. And I yelled out the side of the restaurant. I was like, if you don't leave, we're fucking calling the cops. And by the time I got back inside and around the counter, he was fucking gone. So
Nice.
I guess the only thing he recognized in all of that was
Cops.
Then I went to the bar to have a beer and a shot, and he was there.
Oh, no.
And they had to call him an Uber and walk him to it.
Oh, shit.
He was so fucked up.
Did he even have the money for the Uber?
I don't fucking know. I'm pretty sure the bartender who was working that night gave him $5 to tip the fucking Uber.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even crazier than that, Salisbury has an Uber driver.
Hmm?
I knew Shep was gonna do it at one point, but
I thought about doing Lyft, but yeah.
There's a couple extra bucks here and there, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely that shit just had me
yeah,
fucking
I don't
dying.
no.
And
I mean,
now-
it's
Do I really want
Salisbury.
to
I don't
occasionally have
wanna-
to clean up piss or
Yeah,
shit?
because
or
it's gonna
throw
be
up out of my car?
vomit. It's gonna be vomit or whatever in Salisbury because it's always gonna be taking home somebody piss
Yeah.
ass drunk. So
And you have to make sure your car is clean all the time. And
yeah,
I'm just, dude,
gotta
I'm
give
just-
them candy, all that
I'm
bullshit.
too lazy for that.
Here's you a juice box.
Speaking of calling the cops,
Oh, fucking, yeah, okay.
Chris and I had an interesting
Yeah,
experience.
no, we're not gonna talk about this. No, this doesn't need to be put on podcast for posterity.
We don't need to spread this all over the internet.
Well, we don't need
No.
to name names.
No, I just
The
it's
short
better to forget
version.
about it.
Chris and I were hanging out.
An asshole showed up at your
Yeah,
house.
who
Okay.
was not invited by either of us.
Yeah.
And he was being belligerently drunk and just a shitty human being. So I kicked him out. He wouldn't leave. And he was like screaming on my front porch for like, I don't know, probably like 2 hours or something.
I don't know how long it was because I left and I had to come back to get my phone because
Yeah.
I left my phone at your house. And then as I pull up to go up to your front door, he's standing there on your front porch just screaming and yelling. And it escalated from there.
Yeah.
He
So I had to call the cops, and the cops called him a fucking Uber.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh. So
They
that's
called
why
it like
he
a
said
cab or an Uber or something. But they
Okay.
called him transportation.
Oh, well, that was very
Even
nice
though
of him.
he had, very nice of the cops to remove the this individual from my front porch who's been screaming on it for hours, calling us pussies and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, well-
you want us to call him cab? And I was like, whatever, just get him out of here.
Yeah.
Just get him out.
Get him away from my fucking house.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got his. That's all. So we'll just leave it at that.
There was one good moment in that story where I was like, I should have come over. I wish I could have been there for that.
Yeah, it felt good.
All right, I am gonna just barbecue chop right into the I've been wanting to come up with some very weird
Topics.
yes, to just throw everybody for a loop a little bit. Oh, I gotta.
Well, hang on. Before you do that, maybe we should take a quick break.
You
That
want
way,
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
have a word from our sponsors.
yes. that.
to hit the pause on it?
Let's
for a
have a word from Lindsay Coursey.
second. And
No,
as
he's our fan, not,
Oh,
not
yeah,
our
that's right.
sponsor.
you didn't have to say his last name.
Oh.
He's our fan.
We'll edit it out in
fan.
post production. It's fine.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we're going. I don't know how to pause if if I hit stop. It's gonna fucking fuck it up.
You might just have to cut a chunk out of it.
Yeah, I can just do that.
All right.
Or we can just sit here and talk amongst ourselves and
We could also
leave
do
Matt
that.
out of it. Or Bernie.
No, I feel like I'm gonna have to relieve myself.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
there may just be a chunk of it that's just gone.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to do that too after I drink that whole thing. So, yeah, I've been overdosing on B vitamins lately. Just trying to get my body back to normal. And, everybody knows when you take B vitamins, you piss chartreuse. For like, I mean, seriously, it's like.
I know. I'm sorry. I know it just spiked on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's. But I was, I drink a fuck ton of water every day. I drink, probably about a gallon of water, which, they say you're supposed to, but. Yeah, but my piss has still been fucking neon yellow so I'm just convinced that these vitamins are not even vitamins. I think it's just straight fucking food coloring.
Well, apparently the whole, you're supposed to drink this allotted amount every day is not true.
Yeah. I mean, you're only supposed to drink when you're thirsty,
right,
supposedly. But it's
they
like the B
changing
vitamins.
the
I mean, like
shelves.
I guess I can tell a difference. I mean, B12 ain't fucking around, and the wife has like 4 different types of it. So
Nice.
she's even got the shots, and I told her, I was like, I want to try those shots one time because supposedly they give you like a huge rush of energy, but haven't done one yet. But yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get
jacked on B12.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
get Bill Presso on here to talk about some nutrition shit because he's more
savvy.
yeah,
in
he
that.
knows the more biological parts of nutrition science and all that shit. So yeah.
I believe he is his field of study was microbiology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ben just went to the pisser. Oh, and he's back.
That was very pleasant. Oh God, that was my zipper across the mic.
Yeah, I was about to say, what the fuck was that shit? I wasn't going to say anything.
Your cock is not supposed to go in the mic.
Just right up against it.
Your meaty cock.
All right, so I was gonna talk about and have you talk about. I don't know. Chris said he wasn't feeling well, so he didn't do his homework.
No, I didn't. Well, I mean, yeah, I was hungover per usual every Sunday.
So this week's weird, just Ben topic. I'm bringing up unusual methods of torture and execution, and I mean, if you can remember any from history class or just whatever odd, fucking worrisome, esoteric studies you got into as a kid.
Marriage.
Oh man,
Just kidding.
being joined with another person.
Worst. But no, so you're talking like the Iron Maiden and
Yeah,
the
like-
rack and shit like that?
Yeah, like I mean, we all know the Rack and the Iron Maiden, but there's some really fucking.
Crucifixion.
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's,
Straight down to the left, 1 cross each.
Chinese water torture.
Yeah.
I mean,
and there's some really good ones that a lot of people don't know about. And I think we all know like the Pear. Do you know the Pear?
No, I don't. Please
Oh.
enlighten us, Ben.
Oh my God, the Pear. Oh
I'm
no.
drawing a blank.
It's like an apple, but not really.
Well,
We're talking about
it's shaped
Pair
like
of
a pear.
balls?
No, like the fruit.
Okay.
And oh God, see,
They're a ball.
I mean, like, because I'm thinking the pear, so okay, it's going to be torture of the balls.
no, it's torture of the orifice.
Oh.
The
and
anus.
I didn't want to lead with the pear because it's really fucking gnarly. But when I mentioned the pear, it was just supposed to be an example in the hopes that you two might know this kind of shit, and I wouldn't have to explain it.
Never seen it.
The pear.
I mean, I'm imagining. Yeah,
it's kind of bulbous at the end, and there's like a long, kind of thinner. I'm just gonna say shaft, and that stretches out, and at the bottom there's kind of this corkscrew mechanism that when you turn it, the end of it, like the actual like the shaft and the bulb at the end, spread open.
Oh God.
okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, so they would put this inside of someone, the bottom half of someone,
Yeah.
Man or woman.
Their
and then they would
anus.
turn this crank. Yeah, I feel like if I remember correctly, it was a thing for like, oh well, the gays, which always
okay.
kind of fascinated me because I'm like, you're like,
So yeah,
well,
I can see where you're
I
heading
always
with this.
I always think of like the priest who's like the filthy gays.
Yeah, and he's like,
with their
yeah, you
and
like
he's-
this,
because-
don't you?
yeah.
Yeah, and he's twisting his nipples as he fucking it's just all the
Yeah.
sexual sadism that
I mean,
he
that's
can muster.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what all of them did.
Oh, the gays with their sweaty,
Was it good for you?
writhing torsos, and they're just unshackled inhibitions. Yeah. So I did not want to lead with the pear, but I thought one of you might know what I was
Oh
talking
God.
about.
I mean, it
But no,
seems
pear-
that I've seen it. I've had to have seen it. I
I'm
mean,
sure if you like Google image like Inquisition the pear, it would just be like, oh, here's that device. You go, oh, that there it is.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go straight for sexual sadism with this, but sure.
Who incorporated this type of
I
punishment?
can't remember
Spanish
exactly.
Inquisition.
I was gonna say,
Was it the Catholic Church?
now? I feel like somewhere down the line, it was probably.
They probably didn't invent it, but they made it what it is.
Oh yeah, they made it famous. I'm sure. Did you guys I feel like Bernie, you and I have talked about the like the brazen bull,
Oh yeah.
which was
Jesus Christ.
because that's not even like burning to death. That's like you're just being cooked.
Yeah.
Like they had like the bull made of like iron or something, and in two halves, and they would put you inside of it and light a fire underneath of it.
Yeah, so it's like an oven.
Yeah,
essentially.
you're just in there fucking just roasting like this.
Wasn't there a torture where like they would put you in a boat?
Oh,
And-
scaphism.
Scaphism, yeah.
Ooh. Well, I didn't realize because I thought scaphism originally they tied you down like in a canoe, which I mean they did, but what they did was they would build two of these canoes that fit together perfectly, and they would lay you down on one, and they would put the other one over top so that your head and your arms and legs were sticking out.
Oh, so the sharks could eat you.
So it was like a coffin kind of thing. Like it closed your torso in, but your arms and legs and head would hang out, and then they would feed you, force feed you honey and milk.
And then push you out into the swamp.
Well, they would also spread
swamp.
honey and milk on your like face and your limbs, so that as you're just floating around, like bees and flies and shit would gather on your exposed limbs and like just start stinging and eating you up. But also because you were just force fed all this honey and milk,
sweet stuff, you started sweating it out.
well, you would start shitting all over yourself.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then now, like, while the bees and the flies are eating you up from the outside, you're suffering all this insane infection and stuff for the torso trapped inside in between like two canoes basically. And yeah, you would just rot to death and get eaten up by bugs.
God.
Scaphism, and I think that might have been Persian in origin,
Yeah.
but and the Persians did not fuck around.
No.
I think I
I mean,
mentioned.
they did gave us monotheism.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Stop.
Good old Zoroastrianism.
Yeah. Old Ahriman, the perfect true one evil.
Yeah.
I can't remember the full name. Ahriman's like the short version.
Yeah.
And then what was the good god was Ahura Mazda.
Yeah. Or a Mazda.
But yeah, I remember saying something to you about the skin chair. I'm pretty sure that was Persian too. There was a judge, a Persian judge, who got caught taking bribes, and they were like, well, fuck that, and they killed him and they flayed him, and they made a chair and upholstered it with his skin, and his son was the next in line. Like his son was elected to be a judge, and they were like, well, from now on, every judge has to sit on that chair, so that when you pass judgment, you know ahead of time, if you fucking take a bribe and we find out, we will skin you alive.
Could you imagine something like that being on like a commercial for like Value City Furniture? Like, it's like sitting in your own skin.
It fits so well. Yeah, dude. They would. Apparently, about 2,000 years ago, people just did not hold back. Like,
I mean, they probably had like full departments to come up with torture.
well, that was another thing.
I mean, like doctors, you know.
Oh yeah, especially
doctors of torture
during the Inquisition. Like, you had to know how to fuck someone up, but keep them alive.
Right. I mean, there is science behind it.
Oh yeah.
So.
I mean, like, if in my head, I'm like, oh, well, we would just tear your jawbone off, but then.
Yeah, but then you're just going
to choke on blood. Yeah. So, like, we can't quite do that, So there's got to be another guy who's like, yeah, you can't. You just can't. Well, how can we do that but not quite?
You can be a sadistic motherfucker. Just.
Oh, I read there's a German device that they would, like, put your head in, like your jaw on the top of your head.
Those crafty fucking Germans.
I mean, well, and apparently, it wasn't used outside of Germany. Like, it was a strictly German thing.
It was probably made right around Nazi. Was it?
Oh no,
Nazi?
I think it was older than that. I mean, I if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But
yeah, they did more chemical. type torture
they got real fucking weird. We all know the pillory. That was pretty standard shit. What the fuck is that? There's the breaking wheel, of course, which was pretty fucking basic. The breaking wheel, they just tied you to a big wagon wheel and just smashed your arms and legs.
Yeah.
Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Ow!
Yeah, that's torture in itself, right?
Yeah.
Please make it stop. The head crusher was only used in Germany, where it was known as Kranz or Schneiden. Consisted of a metal plate that was positioned beneath the jaw of a tortured person, connected to a head cap with a twisting handle. Basically, there was one part that fit under your jaw and one part that fit on the top of your head.
Okay, wait.
They would screw it down.
Wait.
Oh yeah, I've heard of this actually.
I saw a Netflix film just recently. I think that had that in it. Apostle, I think is the name of the movie.
Ooh, perfect.
It's yeah, I'm pretty sure they had that device in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking scary.
Oh yeah, it sounds fucking scary.
Well, this one had a crank, a chain crank, but they still had the head thing too, though. It was like almost like a vice that.
Yeah. Like this thing. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it just looks like a big vice.
Yeah.
And yeah, they would turn it, and it would fucking, like slowly, it would just mash the top of your head
Yeah.
and your lower jaw towards each other.
Okay, well, this one was more like
More
a chain
weight.
crank thing, but
Giles Corey, good man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, and eventually it would, it says...
it just smashed your skull.
The handle was turned, the head cap was pushing against the skull, slowly crushing it. If this process continued long enough, the whole skull, together with teeth, jaw, and facial bones, were destroyed, resulting in death. On the other hand, if the interrogator stopped turning the handle before the person was dead, he would probably end up with huge facial damage. His jaw would be crushed, and eyes popped out from the sockets.
Jesus.
I mean, how are you going to get information out of somebody? I mean, if you're interrogating.
Well, that's
I mean, like,
once their mouth is just full of fucking tooth shards and shit.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you just kind of, I feel like you have to kind of admit that some of these people weren't really looking for, like,
No, they're just looking to fucking inflict pain. You know, as much pain as.
Liar! Confess!
you murdering, lying waste of life.
You know goddamn well what happened.
So we've dug into that, the actual realistic, horrible things that people once did to each other. And now, just to be fanciful, how would you just torture the shit out of somebody? If you had to torture someone to death, or if that's what got your dick hard as a bishop.
I mean,
it
would be pure mental torture for me.
Oh, nice.
I'd have to do something to mentally.
I like to
Torture
think
people.
that my day-to-day life living with my fiance and her son is torture on them.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
I'm just hope she doesn't listen to any of this.
I'm just kidding, baby.
No, but yeah, seriously, I would go for the mental aspect of it rather than the physical.
I did look up psychological torture,
Yeah.
like music torture and shit like that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could. I mean, well, they do that. Supposedly they do it. We don't know what they do down in Guantanamo Bay.
yeah.
But they'll play country music
The
for
shit
some of
sandwich.
the
Or no, cock meat sandwich. That's what it
some
was.
of the prisoners they have. They'll just sit there and play country music the whole time.
I mean, I feel like that.
Or I think no, it wasn't country music. It was Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, that's just.
And I'm like, yeah.
inhuman.
I'm like, fuck. I mean, really?
You're a California.
Shut up, Anthony Kiedis.
I mean, I laughed at it when I saw the headline. I was like, well, fuck, they've been torturing me for my ears for years, you know?
Well, I know, what was it, Pablo Escobar, that they played Guns N' Roses, I think.
Panama.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was Panama.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like, it's heavy, or I wouldn't call, Red Hot
Van
Chili
Halen on
Peppers
repeat.
heavy, but
Just fucking David Lee Roth shrieking at you.
yeah, just
and
American rock and roll, just, I guess is
just too
hurts their
much.
ears.
Now the Germans love it. They would just start partying inside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, das ist gut.
Said
Yeah,
David
I
Lee
mean,
Roth, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it would be music because even though I hate a lot of music, I don't think any of it could be torture.
Yeah.
You say that now.
I mean, even if I was forced to listen to something
Like
for
Daft Punk all
like
the time?
5 days straight, and it wouldn't. I mean, I guess it would kind of like wear on
Eventually, you're like, oh God, please stop.
me. But I don't see how it could like break me down.
Well, what do you? I mean, okay, I'm asking Chris. What's your what would your trademark psychological torture be?
I mean, I've always been a fan of the whole Chinese water torture thing.
Oh yeah.
Because, I mean, that right there, and I've even tested it on myself, laying in the bathtub and just having water drip on my head. After like 30 seconds, I'm going fucking insane. I couldn't imagine it like, hours at a time. And that right there would just
Well, I mean,
and you know, it works. Supposedly it works.
Well, I could kind of tell you just from experience that I definitely had one of my brothers who would, because I'm the youngest, I'm the small one, and one of them would, you know, like we'd get into a tussle, and they would sit on my chest, put their knees on my shoulders so that there was just no way I could move, and they would tap me on the forehead endlessly.
Yeah, and just not hurt. Just tap,
just
tap, yeah.
bat, bat, bat. And yeah, you do end up just being like, stop!
Yeah.
Just like,
So yeah, I mean, and you know, at some point you're gonna break down and just be like, all right, fuck it, I'll tell you what you want to hear.
yeah.
Actually, the best way to get anything out of anyone would be to strap someone down to a chair, set them in front of a television, and just play hours and hours and hours.
Friends.
Of this.
Yes, but there's what, like
No, not of Friends.
11 seasons of that. So
Yeah.
you
No, just hours and hours and hours of this motherfucker named Blippy.
Blippy. I don't know this. What is this?
Chris, have you? Okay, so Blippy is this dude on YouTube.
Of course, it's a
well, yeah,
YouTuber.
there we go.
Yeah, he's a YouTuber, and
Fuck YouTube. All right. Well, this podcast is on YouTube. So
yeah, but yeah, there goes our YouTube announcement. Thanks, Chris.
they're not gonna give a shit anyway.
They
so I
don't
don't
fucking care.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
fuck
it's-
those assholes,
It's this
seriously.
grown ass man who
Yeah.
dresses up like a child. Like he's just like a shittier
no.
Pee Wee Herman.
Oh no.
Oh, that sounds creepy.
I don't
Not,
like
Yeah,
this.
but he's just like he just. You're like I can't even fucking explain it. Like he's
He's
just
very like cartoonish.
he plays with toys and he's very.
just
He's a
creepy,
grown
yeah.
ass man, but he's acting like a child.
I don't
And
like this.
Yeah.
Well,
if
yeah.
you have to look up. You have to look it up and experience it for yourself.
Yeah, it was okay for Paul Rubens to do it, but not
Yeah.
not this.
I never
fuckhead.
said that. I never
No,
said
no,
those
no, hey,
words.
no. I
No, I
like
mean,
Paul
like-
Rubens. Yeah, I mean, and he started off in Cheech and Chong movies. So
Yeah, no,
but-
like when I say a shittier Pee Wee Herman, I was like, I loved Pee Wee Herman when I was a kid. I still love Pee Wee Herman
Yeah.
because like it.
well, that was like
It's
some
ridiculous and fun,
groundbreaking,
yeah.
shit. I mean,
this
like it
dude
was
was
kind of
like-
surreal.
Yeah, it was like surreal and trippy, and
Yeah,
you were like,
but there's nothing. It's like this kid, this 30-year-old man or something, just like rolls around on the ground like he's like who I don't know. Like it's
I'll be sure to look it up.
yeah,
so
look
I
it
can
up. It
block
is
it so
awful. It is
Stella
the
doesn't
worst.
Ask for it in
Yeah,
a couple
it
of
is
years.
the worst because
So
They
you would
fucking-
tie
My
someone
my kid
down.
hasn't watched it in a while, but when he was on that phase, I just oh my god. Like,
Yeah.
So you would tie someone down and make them watch Blippy.
yes.
Okay.
Sit through 30 seconds of dinosaur.
and put those like
dinosaur.
eye things in
I
that-
want to be a dinosaur.
Oh God.
well, dude, that's better. Than,
Fire truck. Fire truck.
Oh.
Something. Who gives a fuck?
okay, so this is what that guy does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am.
I'll
not
probably
a
end up.
Like
needing
he like there was
or
one episode
seeing
that
it.
that my kid was watching, and he went to like this play place. and-
like a bouncy place.
Yeah,
with
but
the
like he
castles
sang
and the-
about every fucking thing that he was doing. Or,
I do not.
yeah,
Oh God.
and would
Yeah.
do like this like Captain Kirk role, like as he'd walk to like each section of this, you know,
I would be broken in 20 minutes.
yeah. It is the worst.
See, I kind of hope I feel like I would go for like a combination. Like I would use like psychological terror to like create anxiety, and then just very suddenly bees.
Yeah, but what if they're allergic and then they die? You fucked up.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Unless you have like an endless supply of
Like
EpiPens around.
EpiPens. I don't know what I feel like that's probably just a personal thing with me because I'm allergic to bees and I have nightmares about bees and shit. So like I just feel like maybe actually instead what we would do is maybe just an endless loop of Neil Ciceriga's MIBs.
Oh my god. Or annoyed grunt. That
Yeah, I mean,
We-
you could definitely use like some kind of repetitive music like that for
Yeah,
torture. You know, I mean, like, a lot of people think electronic music like I spin is torture, but you know, it's like, but
yeah.
no, I mean like something like noise drone sort of stuff, because
Yeah.
it would eventually, then you could throw in any kind of like, I don't know, what's the word I'm thinking of? I'm fucking losing my mind right now. Never mind. Go ahead.
I just keep thinking of the point in that remix that he did where it's just like, what's that stand for? Bees. Bees.
Yeah, and you can just have that forever.
And just create that anxiety, like, when do the bees get in here? But there's a lot to be said for like pulling out someone's fingernails or something like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see,
Yeah.
there's only certain amount of pain you can inflict on someone before they're just gonna pass out. I would think.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I'm no medieval physician, so I'm not in a position to keep someone alive.
Right.
They just fucking pass out, and I'd be like, well, okay.
And
Now
then you
you-
fucked up.
Now you're dog food.
Now you don't know where the bomb is or
The bomb.
the key to the treasure.
The gold
Yeah.
is in the.
You're fired.
The Nazi gold train.
That's all in the ocean somewhere. The Nazi gold.
I love that Chris knew exactly what I was talking about when I said the Nazi gold train. And Bernie's nodding at me very knowingly right now.
the Jew gold,
Yeah, exactly. Nazi gold is nothing but Jew gold.
Oh,
Come on, cow.
they just stole
They just-
everything.
yeah, everything.
Yeah. Like, there are people who find paintings and shit in attics, and they're like, wait a minute.
So that scene in Indiana Jones: Last Crusade, where like they're meeting with that Middle Eastern
Mm-hmm.
guy, and he's like, "Yeah, families all throughout Germany have generously donated this." It's like, no, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
They want nothing to do with families all throughout Argentina. Fucking good God. Well, boys, thank you for playing torture with me. Where are we at? What do we? Oh wait, we.
Oh, you mean I was just looking at the ticker on there, and apparently it's not showing us how far we are. I think we're right at about an hour.
Thereabouts. Did anybody have anything else they wanted to?
Oh no!
I dropped my book.
I don't.
If you want to touch on anything really quickly, I mean, I've got a couple other things written down. If you guys,
Yeah, what you got?
well, I I have because honestly, guys, I fancy myself a writer, but these are just disjointed thoughts on a page. I did write down. I did write down anti-science and porn.
Oh, yeah, we were talking anti-science earlier.
Yeah,
Just
before.
that it's anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, like
in
the
particular.
science deniers, basically.
Damn it!
Yeah. Oh, well, we could spend a whole episode on that.
Yeah.
Really,
We could.
I mean, like I can, because those people. I mean, seriously, torture is what they need.
They're
I
the
mean,
ones,
They need Blippy in their life.
they're the ones who get.
Fucking idiots.
They need
man.
Blippy in their lives. I
They're,
swear.
they're the ones who get the really horrible existential Neil Cicierega remixes. Like I don't know if you've heard his remix of YMCA.
I don't think I have.
TIME. It's YMCA with the actual like musical track cut out. It's just the vocals, and it's set
Yeah.
to like it becomes really choral, and just like as you listen to it, it's very like somber and like it just creates this weird sense of like dread and sadness.
Does he change the key or anything of it or
Not
something?
really.
So-
He just adds like a choral filter
Okay.
to the vocals, and then like this like weird like almost operatic kind of like when it goes into the choruses, why it's like it's just like someone just like leaning on a fucking piano or something.
Yeah. So it kind of like arpeggiates or something, like because there's so many of them being layered on top of each other. Or
It just like you've never heard YMCA and just wanted to hang your head and just be like, what have I done? who am I? Like, I'm just gonna beg all the ghosts I know.
I'm gonna have
not,
to look it up as soon as we're off.
Oh no, no! When we quit recording, I'll pull up TIME.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Could you imagine like a science denier being strapped to a television to Blippy, Blippy going, dinosaurs, dinosaurs, chickens evolved from dinosaurs.
yeah. Like, I mean, like, there's people that think that the dinosaurs didn't exist.
Yeah, no, I'm a
Yeah,
relate.
but that
I mean, where did the fuck do they think these fossils came from?
They don't
Well,
think-
I mean, like,
no, I'm
do they
related-
think they're just like
that
fake?
video of that lady a few years ago that was like,
Oh no, I love that video.
yeah, where she's like trying to equate fossils to like plaster.
like sculptures. No, I remember just being really facetious when I saw that video. Someone posted it, and yeah, she's being like, well, they can just make, like, these are all just plaster casts or whatever, so they could just, if it doesn't fit the way they think it should, then they can just make the plaster look however they want. And yeah, I was just being...
Haven't we found like whole specimens or mostly whole specimens?
Yeah.
Mostly complete specimens?
Well, yeah, like, I remember as she was talking, I, like, 30 seconds in, I just started ignoring her. And, and again,
Yeah.
I was being really facetious and just kind of aiming at being an asshole, because there were people, like, in the comments just being like, yo, oh my God, she's so right and stuff. And I just, again, being facetious, I just said, honey, I didn't hear a damn thing you said. I was too busy looking at your cleavage. Because for some reason, in that video, she has a really low cut top.
Yeah, because I think she was trying to distract everyone from what she was actually saying, because it was utter
It
nonsense.
may not have been a conscious decision, but in my head, I was like, okay.
Oh, it's definitely for fucking hits.
Whoa, she's hot, so she must be right.
I mean, I bet you her
like all my
thumbnail, the
ex-girlfriends.
thumbnail is of her like leaning down or something, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that, not trying to be sexist again, but people
No,
do
I'm
this
just being
shit
a
on
dick.
fucking YouTube. I mean, like they'll put a completely unrelated thumbnail
I mean,
on the video.
I
yeah.
played the video because I saw. I was like, I want to hear what she has to say.
yeah, I want to see her tits. I mean,
Again, sorry, honey.
oh, can we do a flat Earth episode?
Oh,
Yeah.
we can absolutely. We need to.
Yeah,
just
we'll
do
just
an
do, we'll just do.
entire
Yeah, we'll just do the whole
science.
anti-science.
Yeah,
movement.
Yeah,
like
you know,
anti-vaxxers,
absolutely.
flat
Welcome
earthers.
to
Yeah.
America 2019.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh well, it's probably a pretty good place to put a bow on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made it lighthearted enough to get out of the fucking weird torture hole that I created. the Marquis de Sade's dungeon that we created, where you make people watch Blippy, and I play Neil Cicierega, like really troubling Neil Cicierega remixes. So yeah, we're gonna.
If you want a descent into madness, listen to Annoyed Grunt. We may have brought that up in a previous episode, or
I think so.
I think so. But yeah, no,
We broke blue.
yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna take off, guys. This has been Microwave This Podcast, episode 2. What was the
Attack of the Groans.
Attack of the Groans.
Oh.
I am Ben,
I'm Chris.
I'm Matt.
and we will see you guys next time.